and Chief Operating Officer for the Stafford Boxing Club Incorporated, our nonprofit organization, which is a yearly mentoring program for at-risk youth in the community.
So we will be able to teach financial literacy, communication, discipline, decision making, as well as campaigning for a premium education.
These are the foundation for the Stafford Boxing Club, these 20 mentees in our program here at Panola Way Elementary School. 20 years from now, Stafford Boxing mentees will be known across the world.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. What's up? What's up? Hey, we're back again. The Stafford Boxing.
Yes, Lord. You know who I am. Big Stafford and this lady Stafford. You dig what I'm saying? For real, no cappuccino. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Stafford Boxing Report podcast show hosted by Talkin Fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, here we
go. Man.
Oh boy.
Oh, before we get started, we want to give a special shout out to one of our good friends' daughter. She provided some artwork.
Oh yeah, I want to show you all the artwork. So
Audrey.
This is one.
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. So let's see. Audrey, posting your artwork on our podcast show. She wanted to get us to my wife because every time she and her sisters come to the gym, my wife is always providing that type of guidance, giving her freedom to roll around in a restricted area for kids in the basketball gym. So we want to shout out to Audrey to keep up the good work. We're going to definitely put your artwork in a frame. This is very dear to us. We appreciate you, Eddie, for definitely being a good father, a good role model, a good provider, a good disciplinarian, and just a good example of what a single father should do with the kids. And I respect you wholeheartedly, sir.
Oh yeah, for real. I love the kids. And shout out to our mentees too.
Oh yeah, so
program.
May the 3rd, this Wednesday, we have an event coming up with Vice President of This Is It Soul Food, Mr. Telly Anthony, and we are excited about that. We grateful for our sponsors, Walmart, RX Water, Truist Bank,
Drink RX,
and This Is It. Yeah, they're gonna provide. Oh, and today, when before we came up here, I stopped and we talked to Lidl.
Yes.
Yeah, so Lidl is a new grocery store, food chain in Atlanta, and they are providing some snacks for the kids. So we greatly appreciate all our sponsors for the Stafford Boxing Club. You know, it is truly a blessing and truly remarkable how far we have come in a short period of time. We're so appreciative to all the support in the community. I want to thank the DeKalb County School District for embracing us. We want to thank Panola Way Elementary School for giving us our start. I want to shout out to Dr. Corey Stigall, who is the principal at Panola Way Elementary School, all the teachers, Miss KP, bad, Miss KP, Miss Walker, Miss Norris,
yes,
and Miss Kinsey, and that's 4 of them, right? Miss Kinsey.
Yeah, because I'm starting from KP, Walker, Norris, and Kinsey.
Yes.
And we appreciate everything that you all do and the extra time and your passion, all the work that you're putting into all of the students, whether they're in your class or if they're not in your class. We know you all have a lot going on, so thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You want to give them a hand?
Yes.
Yeah. Give them a hand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real.
Yeah, for real. So the title of this podcast show is Life Lessons by Boxing. And I have several lessons that I have learned from being in the sport of boxing. And I want to give Sheila an opportunity to go first because she is the queen. She is Lady Stafford. And You know, as a gentleman, you always want ladies to go first. So I'm going to give her the opportunity to talk about the lessons that life has bestowed upon her.
Okay, we're going to start on that, but I have a few boxers that I want to talk about.
Oh, hold up. I don't own the rights to this song, but I'm from Houston, man, and I love slab music. I mean, I do. And shout out to that boy Don Key. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to play this song real quick, man. You know, I don't own the rights to it, but it's been in my mind and my spirit, and I like slabs, man. If you from Houston, you know. You know
Slabs, chopped and screwed.
Man, bro, I'm
and
a
he will
screwhead.
play it over and
Man, I can't help
over
it, man.
and over
I can't help it,
and
man.
over.
I'm gonna tell you, when I was going to school at San Jacinto College, and when I was at TSU for a short period of time, during my studying, I would just be playing screw all day long. I still do it today, but
I can't listen to something and study.
Man, listen, man.
That must be a really good gift.
Listen, man. I used to play that grade tape until it snap. You know what I'm talking about? That's just squat business, man. But
Ooh. That is a curse word in there. And it says the N-word.
Coming down on boys. Man. Oh, let me leave it back there.
You've already let it play and said a few words.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Listen,
let me tell you. I am a godly man, but I love screw music. I'm sorry, man. I can't get rid of it, man. I swear,
you don't
man.
have to
I have a stain in the brain, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's like
That's
that,
how
man.
you know, like you're getting older or something.
I can't.
But
man.
I'm like, we have to be careful.
Oh yeah.
But there are times that I do curse, so I'm not even going to sit here and be like I'm such a prude.
Yeah, we're not perfect at all, you know.
No, I have cursed, and I've been cursing lately, and then he's been telling me you've been cursing lately, and then
tighten up.
Like, so what? Sometimes you just got to get something out.
So we don't want to be presented like we are perfect, because we are two imperfect people coming to be perfect in God's image through his plan and destiny for our lives.
So since we're going backwards, we're going to talk about this real quick with Floyd Mayweather having an exhibition fight with John Gotti III. I believe some people or everybody should know that he is the grandson of the boss.
Boss of bosses.
Boss of all types of bosses.
For real.
Boy, my gosh.
Hey, you
John
know what?
Gotti.
That man went out of like a true player, man. All these folks talking about they in gangs and they part of this and part of that, it's cap. That generation where you were just true unto death has faded away.
I watched his story a few times.
Yeah, I did too.
And his loyalty,
man,
but he wanted to do things his way.
He did it
and
his
then
way.
He introduced certain things like being in the limelight. Like the other mob bosses, they didn't like that because that was just
too much attention.
Too much attention on them.
Hey,
but he dressed
good.
But he made that mistake because when they had put the bugs in one of the apartments that he had owned, he started getting careless. He was up on game on first, but then he just started getting careless.
Respect to John Gotti, man. That boy there. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about loyal to the game, he was that. That's what he wanted to be, and he died what he wanted to be. So this new generation just big cap. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you got to be true to it, not new to it. Like me, I'm always be a Southside G. Always, man. That's just in my bloodline. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. And I'm just sorry, y'all. You feel me? And that's what makes me relatable to people in the community. I can get starchy nine. I can, talk in the boardroom. I can talk on the pulpit. I can talk in the classroom. I can talk in the streets. I'm just a talker. I've learned how to develop to be charismatic. And it's something that you're not born with. It's something that develops over time. And what makes me obtain that type of characteristic is that I am not selfish. I don't have an ego. I have a heart to serve. And I'm just always open to grow and learn new things. And I don't think I'm better than no one. And I'm not trying to be perfect. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just Stafford. You feel me? And this is Sheila. You feel me, Lady Stafford? You know what I'm talking about?
When we go out or if we're in the hood, you do more of the talking. But when I do talk, I just talk just like this.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? When
it's
I
just
be
like
in the
I'm
hood,
just
man,
I'm just
boys
the same.
know.
You just be getting all excited, like, man, what's up?
Nah, it ain't no man. It's man, hold up.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, it's man, hold up, man. That's what you see. What I'm saying? It's man, hold up.
I just be like, hello, how are you doing? I almost feel like I'm kind of like lame or something.
Nah,
I just be chilling.
See, I don't want someone that's like me, and that's what makes us, very compatible. We're totally different. I'm so hood. I'm a dog, man. I like game dogs. I'm just, it's just certain things about me just not gonna change. I'm always be a player.
I think people who watch this podcast or when they go on our social media, I know that you all are so surprised. Like they are probably shocked of the person that I have become.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, them boys, man, shout out to them boys in Houston, Texas on the south side.
The only thing I can say is ATL. Man. That's the only thing I can say. I can say New York, but more so ATL.
Man, on that Yellowstone, that boy Big Pokey. What's up, Will? Man, my partner Will. Hey, man, I can't wait to get home to see my partner Will. Now, I love Atlanta. I ain't gonna lie. Atlanta been good to me. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm trying to get into Texas a little bit.
And I love that H-Town, man. I swear. The culture, I love the culture, man. It was just, I don't know, for me, that's where I grew up at, man.
I grew up here.
Texas taught me a lot of things that has carried me all the way up to this point in my life. And without it, I don't think that I'll be the man that I am today. One of the things that I was taught by the OGs coming up was to be groomed. And that's something that I don't see in Atlanta that much. Guys just, wear all types of stuff, be looking all crazy or whatever. But in H-Town in Houston, boys be, they be clean. They be wearing, back in the day, we used to wear our jeans starchy nine, and we used to wear polos and white tees and all that other type. Still do, and we always smell good though. I always keep a fade. My hair is kind of thin, but I still keep me a Southside fade, and I always, look groomed. It's just something that I always carried with me. And so when you in the line of business or in the community, your presentation is very important because it will determine how people receive you. So I want to appreciate all the OGs. Back in the day, I used to have the waves, faded, you know what I mean? And just be, baby, remember when I used to be in the brush, just brushing, bro? Man, look, bro, I didn't play. I was serious about that wave game, bro, you know what I mean? But now I'm still me, but I elevated my game to the suit game. So I like Johnson and Murphy's with the wing tips. I like 3 pieces with the, with the Godfather chain. And I like bow ties, and when I do wear a tie, I like Windsor knot. So if you want the Windsor knot is the big knots. That's what I like. So I learned all that coming up through Rainbow Push, being around them folks, man. Shout out to Janice Mathis and all them boys, Tina Jones. Want to say thank you, Miss Gail Davenport. Man, I'm telling you, man, I don't think, you know what, Sheila, I don't think that we will ever experience that type of era ever again, because...
What era are you talking about?
You remember when you would say, I was very fortunate and blessed to be able to get groomed and learn some things around those type of people.
Yeah.
Like, being around like Congressman John Lewis, God bless his soul, just being around some real etiquette men. And me not having no father and growing up in the foster homes and group homes, I had to learn certain things from different people. So I was very fortunate to be around a lot of movers and shakers that taught me a lot of game about professionalism and being a professional on that next level in corporate America.
Oh.
Man, I'm talking.
I was listening, but I was also
getting ready to talk.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, hopefully Las Vegas on July the 22nd. I think everybody's going to be.
I hope, man.
Ready
I hope
for
this
that.
fight come through, man.
And then everybody, Lopez, he made a statement on ESPN about black fighters, that the ESPN can keep the black fighters. He thinks, or he's saying that Top Rank is promoting more of Haney than him and black fighters. So that's something that sparks some controversy.
So what? He's saying that Top Rank promotes
Haney. It's Haney more.
Yeah, because Haney is have a good relationship with Bob Arum. If I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me well, based upon my reading, I think Haney is, I don't know, he has some type of relationship with Bob Arum, so that's why he's getting that type of media play. But the guy said that ESPN is not promoting black fighters.
He said no. He said ESPN, they can keep promoting the black fighters. They can keep them.
Okay.
That's what he's saying. Oh, hey, Eddie. What's going on?
Hey, Eddie, look. Oh, baby, hold on. Wait, it's over here?
No, it's right there.
Oh, hey, Eddie.
We showed
Eddie, look.
The picture.
Okay, hold on.
We're gonna put it in a frame.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on the frame. Yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead and take a screenshot, Eddie, for real.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead and take a screenshot. Yep. Shout out to Audrey. We putting your paint work, you see your artwork. Yeah, because you never know, baby. It might be worth millions of dollars. Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna put it in a frame.
For real. I ain't lying.
I put it in my loose leaf notebook as soon as Stafford gave it to me. So make sure that she sees that.
Yeah, and tell Audrey that we put it on the podcast show. We had to show her some love. For real. Now, finish what you were saying, babe.
Oh, so Savannah and Cruz is having a fight June 17th. Oh, my gosh. Let me tell you about this young lady named Cruz.
Yeah, Savannah go hard.
Oh, she is something. Now, Savannah, I love you. I have so much respect for you. I love what you stand for. I love how you talk. I love how you are humbled. And that's one of the life lessons that I have learned as well when it comes to boxing. But I pray that you have really seriously been putting in some overtime work. And I know that you have, because we have not been hearing anything from you. And that's one thing about Savannah, I will say. Yes, she does have her social media platforms. And I knew when I did not see any type of posting from her, or maybe she has posted, but not posting as much as she normally would. I said, you know what? She's in the lab. She's in the gym. She's putting in the work. She's training. And then boom, all of a sudden I saw that she has a fight coming up. And I'm going to be honest with you. I like Cruz. Ooh, I like Cruz.
I know that we talking about them, but I also want to give Clarissa Shields her
yeah, she said Cruz. She said Cruz got this. Yeah. We've been said that. As a matter of fact, she's been posting that she's been in the gym for some hours.
I think she said 8 hours one day.
And then she had on. She took a picture. She had on this. I forgot what it's called, but it's see-through. But everybody will see that, so you can see the frame of her body. And I had been said this a while ago. She's really slimming down. And she is looking so good. And your abs, girl, are looking good. They on flat. That 12-pack is coming.
Yeah, I don't know all about that. I ain't looking at her like that. But I do see her, you know what I'm saying, posting. And I like it, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't no hater. You feel me? And me and my wife, we definitely have that type of relationship where we give people their props. So, but at the same time,
Clarissa, she's
you see what I'm working with over here. You say what, baby?
I said Clarissa, she's the one.
Yeah, she's the one.
And I've been watching some of your other fights as well, too. So I've been going back.
Hey, you know what, Clarissa? Man, we want to invite you on the Stafford Boxing Report so you can talk about that your movie that you did when you was here in Atlanta. You come on the show and we can got dog on me. And shout out to my boy Porter from he from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
You know the guy at LA Fitness that be training.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to Porter. You know what I'm saying? My man Porter. Oh, I want to say thank you, Holy Spirit. A special shout out to my auntie, Aunt Phyllis, aka better known right now as Aunt Kate. And I want to say that I truly appreciate our conversations that we've been having, and you're such an inspiration to me, and know that, and you're deeply loved by me. And shout out to my Aunt Elsie as well.
Oh, and since we're doing shout outs, this is all in one. Shout out to everybody who is a part of the Stafford Boxing Report Facebook page.
Baby, I almost
thank you for all of the support, and thank you for the love, and thank you for the engagement and the communication.
Baby, you know what? I almost
finished my sentence.
Yeah, I already knew. I know you. For real. I know my wife. We won. Equally yoked. For real. Not unequally, but equally yoked. You feel me?
You okay?
Man, I'm feeling great. Oh, man, you know why I'm feeling great? I'm finna tell you why I'm feeling great. No cap. You're looking at the Stafford Boxing white tees. You feel me? Like, you know, it's, I mean, man, we, look, so, yeah, we, yeah, man, you see the label right now. You feel me? Yeah, you feel the label right now, Stafford. You know what I'm saying? So
your voice changed. What happened?
Man, I'm feeling myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, just, you know what I mean? Just, you know, it just feeling myself, man. I'm feeling real proud. I'm so grateful to God.
You have to show the
the champion. Yeah, Stafford Boxing, the making of champions. As you can see, we got, you know, champion. Yeah, this ain't, yeah, and it's not no, yeah, man, this is, boy, it's P. We pushing it premium. That's what we pushing, man. You know, I mean, like, it just feel good, man, to just be, you know, just be real player like, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy for her.
For what?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. Because I told you this morning, I said, baby, listen, if you didn't do what you do, making it easy for me to be able to focus and get stuff done, man, ain't no way in the world, bro, we can be where we at right now.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, my wife cooked these hash brown, boy, they so serious, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I've been got dog on me running her real hard, though, because, you know, she been getting up real early, getting them hash browns together from scratch.
That's why I'm a little today, yeah, but I don't have an attitude. I don't have an attitude, but I am a little tired today.
Just a little bit. It's a good tired though.
But the other things that I do too, we prayed for. So I don't complain. I just tell God that I'm using it as a training, especially when I can't think of it.
You got me.
The next semester, when not summer, but fall semester.
Fall semester 2000.
So I think it's just training because I'm gonna have a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that until I put my name on that
it's
line.
It's a hot Texas day, man, on the south side, no body rocking on them boys, man.
I don't know.
Body rocking on them haters, man.
I don't even know what dance move is hot in Atlanta. I'm
don't know
not
either.
talking about Texas. I'm talking about Atlanta.
I mean, man, I just love that H-Town, man.
I'm still saying, I don't even say swag, but for some reason I was thinking about the word swag today, and I was like, oh my gosh. Man. I'm always behind.
I love that South Side, man.
So I don't know what's going on. If anybody else knows any terms, let me know, because I have no idea.
My white kind of lame, though.
But I thought I wasn't, but I thought I wasn't really lame.
I mean, you
I just be too into the business and the research and taking care of you, even though it goes both ways, and the cooking and being a wife and reading. Like, I really don't have time to.
I'm just a hood dude.
I don't have time to
I ain't gonna lie.
Doing that. It's a lot.
You know what? Let me tell y'all something.
And getting ready for the podcast.
Hey man, square business, man. Let me tell y'all something. And I mean this. Every morning when I look in the mirror, man, I like that dude, man. I love me, man. When I look in the mirror every morning, man, I say, man, I'm proud of that dude, man. I mean, I can honestly look in the mirror and just be like, man, I like this dude, man. It's a good dude, man. Hey, bro, keep up the good work. And that's what we got to do. We got to encourage ourselves, because if you are in validation from other people, bro, you... And today, boy, I was in that word too, boy. I got that good game today, boy. Woo! Hey, man, I'm in the book of Job right now. And so I learned a few things. And one of the things that I learned today was, when things happen, we can question God. You know, we can ask him questions. But the thing that God was upset and punished Job was questioning God's character. Don't question God's character. Don't question his faithfulness. Oh, my bad, not question, but doubt his character. Doubt his faithfulness. You can ask questions. However, God ain't going to answer, just like he didn't answer Job. But he did say something in the end. But that's later on in chapter 40. And I'm in chapter 5 right now. I'm in chapter 7. I'm in chapter 7 right now. But I learned that today. You know, it's okay, like, when things happen and people be like, man, why did this happen, and so forth and so forth. You can ask God questions, but never doubt his character, never doubt his faithfulness. That's what angered God. So when we go through things in life, we can ask questions. He may not answer you, but he will answer when he chooses to answer, because he is a omnipotent God. He do what he want to do, when he want to do, and how he want to do it at his own perfect time.
I'm in Matthew, where John the Baptist baptized Jesus, and they heard God's voice. So that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, mercy. Oh, mercy. But we got some other books that we reading too. And man, I ain't gonna lie, boy, that Robert Greene is a woo. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not advertising for anybody. I'm not. But this man material has been life transforming. I mean,
it does help, especially dealing with
people.
Oh boy, because sometimes I have to take a deep breath.
People, man. Robert Greene is our favorite author. We met him in person. He is gifted. So some people say that he don't believe in God or whatever. That's not true. This man is Jewish. So, but Robert Greene, we are your number one fans. And his latest book, Daily Laws, I purchased 2 copies because I wanted my own. I don't even want to share my book. And you know what? I don't even share my books no more. I mean, I lent out my book. What's that book called? He Motions by Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Who'd you give it to? Because we were married at the time when you did it,
No.
right? Before we got married?
Yeah.
Who'd you give it to?
Man,
you don't want to give it up.
No. It was some dude I was mentoring. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna let you, cause he was like, hey, Stafford, man, tell me how you da 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 da. And man, your knowledge. Ooh. I said, man, I got a book from He Motion, man. Got the game from He Motion. And man, I let that boy in my book, man. I called him. Man, phone disconnected, bro.
But I think if someone really wants it, they can get it.
No, what?
No, I'm talking about getting them themselves.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about
or go to the library.
Yeah, man, I'm not handing out no more books no more. I mean, because what me and Sheila doing is that we going to create, when we build our house from the ground on up, we going to have us a personal library, man. See, man, that's what them wealthy folks do. They leave behind libraries for their bloodline to come and get some gain, And I like them libraries, baby, where they have like you can move the ladder on this side and you go up there. I'm talking about this a whole bunch of books, man. And see me, I'm one of them self-educated Negroes. I am a hood dude, I promise you. But at the same time, when people come into my presence, they can feel God's presence because I have that type of zeal, passion, and it's pure. It's don't treat me like tame when you know I'm straight Tropicana. Know I'm talking back.
No.
What you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But seriously though, man, I encourage everyone to read. And that's one of the requirements of being in the Stafford Boxing Club. You got to have a public library card. You got to be reading. And so instead of us creating business cards, we got bookmarkers. So when we hand out, information, it's on a bookmarker instead of a business card because we want people to read, be it adults or small adults, you know what I mean, or kids or teenagers or whatever. We are in a digital era, so everybody got their phone, but it's just something about turning the pages of a book. You begin to develop that type of relationship, and I really enjoy that. But babe, we gotta get to because we got something else to do today.
Yeah. So you already told them the title and what you can get from boxing. And that's one of the things that I really love about boxing and how we can relate it to so many other things that's going on in the world or families and our personal lives. And reaching out to a demographic that might not even have any interest in boxing, but when you tie all of that together, they're like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about now. And I wrote some things down of what you can actually get out of boxing. And some of them I didn't even think of because they've been the same things that we've already been talking about, like discipline and commitment. But another one is self-mastery, which is what we get from Robert Greene because he talks about self-mastery. Respect, honor, of course, confidence, adaptability, accountability, grace, and humility. That's just some of them. So, and also courage. And courage. Yeah,
because that's in our on our bookmarker.
Yes.
Courage.
So courage, of course, when you want to talk about getting into the ring and going toe to toe, one on one with your opponent, that takes courage. Because a lot of times when we're going through, or when a fighter, a boxer, an athlete is going through their training and everything else, and then they may have something else going on in their life, sometimes our mind starts playing tricks on us and we start doubting ourselves and just starting to talk negative, and we're not confident because we're not sure, even if we are taking the necessary steps during that time of our season. So courage, getting into that ring, just having the courage to step out into the unknown, having that courage of that uncertainty.
So, baby, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we talked about courage, which
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that should be explained a little bit more, and what I mean by that, tell them how boxing through courage has helped you become who you are right now.
Okay, so because of things that I've been through in my life with people, whether it be male or female,
Or family.
true that, true that. I was on an island, like you used to say, I was on an island by myself. That's where I was comfortable at. And I had control over who I talked to, who I didn't want to talk to, just control over my life, just control over everything. I remember when we first got together, I used to walk. I used to walk like this in the store, like one of the guys, swollen guys, and just used to just mean mug people because I'll be like, look, don't be disrespectful. Don't say nothing to me because I had that wall up.
But when she got with a player like Stafford,
because I did not want to get hurt. And of course, we all don't want to get hurt and go through things. But boxing, which I will do, but I more so shadow box or I may hit a bag or whatnot. But that actually helped me because number one, confidence. Because the confidence has to be first before you even have that courage, because the confidence comes from your change. Your confidence comes from getting off of that island that I was on my own. The confidence comes from, okay, I'm willing to be open to certain things that I was not willing to be open to, knowing that I may get hurt, someone may make me mad, someone may make me sad or feel some type of way. And that's with having the confidence, then you're actually going to have that courage, because the courage also helped me to get off of that island, because now I was like, you know what? Just take a chance. It's just like when the athlete, or if a boxer, when he's training and he goes into to spar with somebody, he's taking a chance. He or she doesn't even know what's going to happen. They don't know if they're going to get hurt. They don't know if they're going to get knocked out. So just having that confidence and then that courage to just like when Peter walked on water.
Gotta have courage.
He had that courage to walk on that water. So having courage for me through
his
boxing,
faith gave him courage.
Yes. So that just worked for me. Okay, so we have another thing that we can also learn from, which comes with discipline and self-mastery. So do you want to talk about that too, with self-mastery? Because I don't want to just keep on talking. We can go back and forth.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you turned it over to me. I want to,
Go back to courage.
Yeah, courage, man, because courage, it takes courage to get in front of a camera and talk and be confident in front of this camera, particularly on the Stafford Boxing Report. The reason why I say that, because our podcast is live. So if we have a mistake, you're gonna see it. So it takes courage to get in front of a camera and just talk and be open to show your imperfectness and to show people that you're just like them. It takes courage to believe in yourself, to do things that people say that you cannot do. And so for me, boxing has given me that type of courage to, like, when I get hit in life, it gives me the courage to get back up. Like, I'm dealing with something now on a whole nother level. I never thought in my wildest dream that I would even be, doing something like this, period, just by myself. And thank you, Holy Spirit. So the courage. So let me tell you about this courage thing. So growing up and being on my journey, people would say, well, man, you don't have this and you don't have that. That's what, people were telling me. But at the same time, even though I didn't have that education or I didn't have that type of qualification or experience, I was still doing things that people who have those type of things. And so my wife would tell me, well, God has equipped you through your journey to give you the courage to do the unthinkable. You know what I mean? And so, like, just me believing in myself that I can do it. But for so long, I had that voice in my head to say, you ain't gonna be able to do it. You know this, and the only way you gonna get through this if you got this. And I'm not knocking education. I'm not knocking someone graduating from college. I'm not knocking someone who have years of experience in this. But for me, that's not how God equipped me or his perfect plan for my life. I had to really just trust in God's preparation through my walk, through life, through the ups and downs, through trials and tribulations. So having the courage to just say, okay, not that I'm not trying to get people to help me, but God is telling me or has told me, hey, son, you're going to have to walk this walk by yourself. Have the courage to walk this walk and not depend on someone else's hand, but hold on to my hand. And so every time when I would listen to those negative voices, because, I ain't going to lie, there's been some people in my life that have broke my spirit. And that's the thing about boxing. Boxing has taught me to like get back up, fight, keep fighting. And that's why I like game dogs, even though that's something that I don't do and I don't condone, but I grew up in it. But now comparing being a dog man to boxing is somewhat similar. And that's why boxing really just relates to me personally.
It's a great teacher.
It's
great teacher.
Man, it's a great teacher. And so having that courage to like just trust like the process, like my process should give me the courage to do what I am doing and not think about what someone else is going to say because of I didn't go through the same process that they went through, and realizing that I'm doing this, I'm operating in my gift and receiving God's anointing on top of the gifts because I'm not using it to be disrespectful to the kingdom, but I'm using it to glorify the kingdom. You get what I'm saying? So boxing gives me the courage to keep punching, just like I teach our mentees in our program. When you come across a math problem or a science problem or a language problem, what do? I teach them keep punching, but not punching physically, but punching it mentally, meaning that I'm gonna keep hitting it, meaning that if I don't get it right, I'm gonna keep punching. If I don't, how many times it takes me to get it, I'm gonna keep punching mentally. And so that's what we are instilling in the minds of our youth and our program. And that's why I'm very excited and I've been in prayer. And we hope that they did exceptionally well on the Georgia milestone.
I believe they did.
You know what? Because I had talked to one of my mentees because she called me. She was like, Mr. Stafford, I was like, hey, what going on? She was like, can you hold a secret? I was like, yeah, what going on? She was like, I did something for Miss Lady Stafford and da 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 da. I ain't told my wife what it was, but the fact that this young girl called me to tell me that she did something for my wife and she wanted to hold it a secret, it lets me know that we're having an impact. So while we were on the phone, I asked her a question. I said, do you think that you did good on the Georgia milestone? Because that was something I truly emphasized prior to them coming into the week of taking the Georgia milestone. And from her answer, it was like she had a level of confidence. Like, I believe I did good. You know, it wasn't like in previous times that I talked to her about her having confidence about things. But, you know, I feel so grateful, man, that you have parents, particularly Black folks, to trust you with their kids, man. And, you know, it feels good, man, that, people have that type of trust in you, the spirit that's in you, and they believe in what you're offering to the community will benefit my child. And for that, I want to give God the glory for that, because had I not had the courage to walk out on faith and do this, in spite of us not growing up in the boxing community, having the courage to just go against the grain. And I think that that's the thing that I'm learning the most about walking with God, is that you're going to go against the grain. What the world says, his word says something totally different. And I just got a huge revelation about just life. So things that I was seeing, I was like, man, that is crazy. But I was just reading the other day, and the Holy Spirit was like, this stuff has been going on since the beginning of time. That's why I wrote it in the book. So when you read it, you won't be surprised. So now I'm not surprised about nothing, because the things that I'm seeing now is the things that he was talking about in the word. So it's kind of like, it's whatever. However, I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to turn my back. I mean, it's just not. And so the book of Job is a perfect book for me to be in for this season of life. So, and just like the book of Job is giving me that courage, it's like it's building my courage even more. So like when things go wrong or whatever, now I know how to come to God in a way that I didn't know how to come to him. But through my reading, I'm learning how to come to him in an authentic way that he know my heart. But at the same time, I don't want to be disrespectful, and because I reverence him with everything that's in me. But the boxing teaches me about that courage, man. And I salute any boxer that has the courage to get in that ring, be disciplined. And I would like to see boxers in the Black community be more disciplined. You know what I mean? Like, I just, like, when I look at the Hispanic fighters, their level of discipline and commitment is different from y'all. Y'all get so distracted about the social media and other things outside. And that's what Customato talked about, having that courage to block out, to be a narcissist, about becoming a master at your craft. That will lead you into becoming a champion. Because with Stafford Boxing, our slogan is Stafford Boxing, the making of champions. We are instilling qualities in people and kids to be champions inside the four corner of that boxing ring and outside of that boxing ring and in life. Stafford Boxing, the making of champions. For real though, for real.
Oh, and to go off with the courage too, for those and someone like me, when you've had people to tell you, like verbal abuse, like you ain't gonna be, or you're not gonna, or you're not gonna do this, or you're not even gonna be here. It takes that courage to just step up to the plate and just change your whole way of thinking and just going for it, doing whatever it is that you want to do.
You know, for real. And, the other thing is, this courage is so important. And I think that if you have courage to do things and to be focused about what you want to do, I think it would address mental health issues. You know what I mean? I think the reason why people have so many health issues is, one is
Not
courage.
About courage and not being physically active. That's like a big part of it too.
Yeah,
you gotta
man.
be
Man.
You gotta be have some type
physical activity, man.
going on.
I'm talking about positive though. Like walking,
Yeah. You can start off slow because not everybody can just.
I like that jump rope. I ain't gonna lie. That jump rope, yeah, we do have Stafford boxing jump ropes, you know what I'm saying, for sale. But I'm just campaigning about my product. But at the end of the day, no matter if it's our boxing jump rope or just jump rope, period, jump rope helps everything. It coordination, cardio, it helps.
I actually like the sled. I enjoyed the sled the other day. Sled? I like the sled.
Man, I'm telling you, man, you see how we looking. Premium, you dig? So, that physical activity is very important for mental health. And I think also reading. I don't think that we read a lot, anymore. And I don't think people read their word. They just go to church to hear the pastor preach, but they not doing research and reading on their own. And that's me. Ain't nobody gonna lead me astray. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I am not him for real. You will not lead me astray, bro. Man, listen. I'm telling you this, and I don't mean no disrespect to no one. I promise you. And me and my wife, we were having this conversation on the way up here. I'm learning more about me studying God's word from Genesis, and I'm going to read it all the way through. And I'm taking my time because I'm really, the word of God is like a cheesecake. It's so rich. You just can't rush through it like you're reading a book, But when I read a book anyway, I like to take my time anyway, because I really want to absorb the information that's being presented in this book, because I'm going to apply it to my life. I'm using it as becoming a master. I want to be a master at me, for me, not at, I don't want to be a master of someone else or whatever, but I do see things in other people that I like. And I ain't gonna lie. Let me get that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that. But at the same time, I'm trying to become this master of Stafford. And in order for me to be that, I got to keep a mindset of always being a learner. Like, I'm
discipline starts off first. It's discipline and then self-mastery. Discipline to do what you want to do, but also when you don't want to do it, that takes discipline. Yeah. Which then leads into the self-mastery, because you're going to continue on learning. Like you said, you're learning about yourself, or if someone's trying to learn how to do a correct jab or overcross or an uppercut, or when they're looking at videos of other fighters, that's when the self-mastery comes into play, because you're trying to be a master of what it is that you want to do. So you're in the learning process, but it starts with the discipline first.
Yes, the discipline. So let me give you another example. Let me piggyback and expand on what she's saying. So back in the day, when a fighter came into the gym, he was taught, and I'm going on what I've learned from reading Customato and studying his philosophy. You would come in and you would repeatedly practice on this one punch, and you would do it for hours and hours, days and days and days, before you even get to the mitts and the sparring and all that other type stuff. You would have to become a master at this particular punch, so that if he call out of a number, you will know how to precisely throw that punch and hit the accurate target. And that's one of the things that I had saw in Gervonta Davis when he fought Ryan Garcia. It wasn't like when he was throwing punches, he was throwing them like inaccurately. He was throwing them with the idea of directly hitting that target, and it was precise. Boom. I saw Ryan, he threw a wild left hand, and that's when Gervonta had ducked and hit him with the left and knocked him out. And so that comes from repetition. That comes from his coach name is, I think it's Ford. I think his name. Sorry, brother, if I mispronounce your name, but Gervonta boxing coach, who is is pretty much his father, because he, been a part of this man's life for so long that they have a unique relationship. So I see it when they're in the boxing ring, he's able to talk to Gervonta in a way that it gets his attention, and he listened to Gervonta. And that's the key that I like about Gervonta, is that he hasn't gotten too big where he don't listen to the people that's been in his corner since day one. But going back to what I was saying about being, having that repetition, discipline and mindset. So when you fighters come into our presence, before you even go to, talking about doing this and doing that, you're gonna have to show us that you come there on time. That if you a minute late, you need to get there 15. If I tell you to be there at 2 o'clock, you better be there at 1:45. You understand? You better be ready to go. I'm not gonna call you, because the first time I gotta call you, that means that you don't really want it. Because what we gonna offer you, ain't nobody gonna be able to offer you, and we want to show that you are appreciative for us going our way and believing in you and investing the time and resources to help you become a man, a champion, so that when you come out into the community, they'll respect you because of what you gained from us. So you're going to learn punches. Man, you might do that for a whole 6 months on one punch, no cap. You might do this for hours. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of times. I mean, you might get so tired, you might think, man, it's boring. But if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to be a part of the Stafford Boxing Club mentoring program, or you don't have to be a part of our enterprise, or you don't have to be a part of our gym. You don't. But that's what we doing. So we understand what it's going to take to be successful outside that boxing ring and in that boxing ring, even though we didn't grow up in it. But we understand, we have the courage to study from all people, and we have the courage to say that what we learn, we will eventually develop a world champion. And that is no cappuccino.
So one of the other, let me stop saying, one of the other things is humility. When you were talking about Gervonta Davis, when he was listening to Floyd Mayweather, even though they had something going on, he still humbled himself to listen to Floyd, because he's been there, he's done that. And also, even though he has not lost, but to some other fighters that have lost, that's where humility will kick in, because a lot of times they forget a lot of us, or a lot of people, I should say, forget where they've come from, what they had to go through. So that humility is no longer within them. So you can't ever forget that.
No.
Or even during the sparring, and you may get hurt and there's people there, or with cameras, I mean, that's going to really humble you. So
for real.
Always walk in humility. So that's one of the life lessons that you can get from boxing.
Very good. Sheila, I want to say, baby, you're looking beautiful.
Thank you. I had to make up for something because I was kind of out of it today.
But I hope you guys enjoyed the Stafford Boxing Report, and tune in to next week. Same time, same place. We want to thank Talkin Fight for hosting the Stafford Boxing Report. Until then, Stafford Boxing,
the making of champions.